On episode 1, I'm going to explain to you how did I get here. So, the last 10 years, I've lived on Seattle's east side called Redmond, Washington. It's known for Microsoft, Amazon, and all of the little techie gadgets that we all have in our home, the little nuances that we give to distract our kids, maybe fuss at our spouses because they game too much, or distract ourselves with just e-commerce and different types of gadgets. You know, it's the way of the world. So about 10 years ago, I rolled the dice on my life and I quit my job and I moved to Seattle. Not by myself though, with an 8-year-old boy. So I sold everything that I had, packed my bags, well, 2 suitcases, one for me, one for him, sent him away for the summer with his family in Louisiana, and then came up here, one-way ticket, with my older brother Richie, who thankfully lives here now, and started my life over. Did I know what I was going to do? Absolutely not. I had bankrolled this facade that I had traveled through for many, many years, that I was going to be this lawyer, this successful woman of color, not the statistic, not this single mom, not this person who wanted to be so much but had no direction on where to go or how to do it. So I took the first job that I applied for and was offered, and it was making more money than I was currently making in my former job. So I automatically thought, I'm already winning. So I show up to this job, absolutely hate it, absolutely hate everybody who works there, except for one person, my girl Christy. We're still friends to this day. And I quit my job. I didn't quit my job without merit though. I had a little nest egg. I cashed out my retirement. You guys, I'm only 40, so I still have a couple more decades before I can retire. Wasn't that big of a deal. So I had a nest egg, and then I had actually met somebody along the way and established a relationship, and that worked out, and that was supportive, and I was able to take off about 6 months, and I figured, why not go to graduate school? So during graduate school, I got my master's degree in counseling and met a host of wonderful friends who, again, I'm still friends with to this day. Actually, best friends. I have 2 girls that I absolutely adore, my girl Cassie and my girl Kirsten. We have standing monthly dates, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. So I traveled through grad school again, single mom, new relationship at the time, navigating graduate school, and working in a full-time job. So, where do I land? I don't know, right? So, I graduate, figure out what I'm going to do with this master's degree. Fast forward, guys. It's been 9 years. I'm still in the same job. No, I haven't promoted. No, I haven't done anything extraordinary. No, I haven't done anything worthwhile in this job. But in my personal life, I've achieved tons of things. I've got licensures, certifications, all of the merits, right, in life that you point against people to tick off boxes if they're successful or not. But at the height of the success, and I've said this many, many times, you're lonely. You could literally live in a house with your family and still be completely alone. So fast forward 9 years later, I had an epiphany and I decided the end. The end to things that no longer serve me, the end to things that are purposeless, the end of things that absolutely irritate my soul. I don't know how many of you married young, divorced young, had children young, navigated life young, gave up your 20s, gave up your 30s. Here I am at 40, still trying to figure it out. Indeed, I do have education. Indeed, I do have savings. I just started being what we'll assume to be well-traveled, but completely unfulfilled. So I said, what would make me happy? Talking. Talking makes me happy. I recently went through a series and seasons of changes, all within the last 5 months, that completely disrupted my life. And it has changed a huge trajectory. It has become an immense loss, an immense learning curve. It has not been without merit. It has not been without pain or tears, but it was needed. All of the changes that I have made in the last several months were for the greater good of all of those people involved. I can sit here and have this podcast, episode 1, raw and vulnerable, and admit to you all today that it was the absolute right decision. No take-backs. And so we have to look inside ourselves, right? And we have to really figure out, at what point have you given so much that you have to start taking back? How long do you realize that your life is unfulfilled? And I'm not talking about regretting things, life lessons, hardships. That builds character, hopefully. I know it did for me. But what does it do for you? I challenge you to ask yourself, how do you show up in life? When do you show up in life? And how do you feel that others see you? Do you feel like you're wearing a mask? Do you feel like you're raw? Do you feel like you're vulnerable? I do. You can ask anybody in my circle, not in my circle. You meet me, you pass by me. I historically show up as the same person. Sometimes approachable, sometimes not. Lately, more so. I say that because all of that has fostered growth throughout the years. And without growth, you remain the same. So I challenge you to ask yourself, out of this very raw episode 1, how do you show up? How do you want to show up? Is it as your true self? Is it behind that mask? Or is it how others see you? Because for years, my 20s, my 30s, I showed up as someone else, and I didn't like her. And when I got tired of looking at her, I politely scooted her to the left, and I stepped up front, and I took back myself, my life. And the people who I gave my 20s and my 30s to are no longer coming into my 40s beyond. They do not deserve that space. They will not enter that space, and I will not allow them in that space. So I challenge you too to create your own space, figure out who you are and how you want to show up, and start. It's scary, trust me. I've started over twice, in my 20s and in my 30s. They were both spearheaded by the same type of temperament, by the same type of spirit of being done. And one thing about me is when I'm done, there's no take-backs. So I hope that these last 10 minutes that you'd listen to me talk, that you understand that you have your power. And just like myself, I want you to take that power back, and I want you to move forward in your life, and I want you to be great.